What is up, fellow collectors, my fellow nerds? How are you doing today? Episode 2, issue number 2 of the Bugle 6. And I am super excited for this one. We are going to be talking about some figures that have been announced and released this past week. I know the few we've all been hearing about already, but there was a new one today. We're going to talk about her. And we also have another game of top or bottom with my boy Flavio here. And we are going to be talking as well about the James Gunn DC universe, what has been cooking up and what our thoughts are, and whether we're excited or not for it. So we got a lot going on. We might even do a giveaway, but that might hold until episode 3. You know what? I'm going to hold until episode 3. So don't stick around for the giveaway if that's why you're sticking around. Episode 3 is going to be a fun way to do a giveaway. But yeah, guys, episode 2, the Bugle 6, every other Monday, first and third Monday of the months. Flavio, how's it going, man?
Thank you, Brick. Once again, episode 2, LFG. Let's go, baby.
LFG, yes,
Thank
sir.
you for having me. And I am excited to always talk about these wonderful figures and all this exciting news.
Man, there's a lot going on this week. I've been a busy camper. I had Wolfpack, and then I was on a Visions episode with Shane, and then I was on the movie canon last night. And man, I'm tired, but I'm ready to go. I'm still pumped. Like there's a lot going on this week.
You get that fuel in you, and
yeah, man. It's as soon as we start, it's time. Exactly. How you been?
I've been good. I've been good, man. Like you said, busy as well. Work is work, and also, have a busy year ahead of myself. As well. Like we were talking in the background, getting married. So always planning for that. It's exciting. A lot of
congrats, man. It's exciting. It's scary, but exciting. Oh man. Yeah. It's been a week, and I think they're trying to push out all of these announcements and releases, everything that they got right now, to get ready for their new year. So hopefully we get a couple other ones before that starts. But before we go ahead and get started, I do want to check in with the chat. We have the movie canon. Man, you did not have to do this. This is only my second. I don't even know what these are called. It's bad. Super chats. There we go. Little brain fart there. And man, for $4.99. Thank you, sir. Brick Flavio, fellow collectors, it's Bugle 6 time. Hit that like button, I'd say now. Man, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot for you to do that, and you really don't have to. But I can promise you that will all be going to the channel. So thank you very, very much. The movie canon, I think it was called CreepyCon. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gio. But it was a CreepyCon. He got to meet like the Screamcast, and man, it just looks so much fun, man. To meet like Nev Campbell and all really that.
Cool. Matt Lillard.
Yeah. And then what's the guy's name that he played on Spider-Man 2? We were talking about him last episode. I can't think of his name. Parker's nemesis from the school. Help me out, Gio. But yeah, I got to meet him too, and he even did an intro for the movie canon that he can play for every episode, which is so sick. So
Gio, I forgot.
Gio, thank you so much for this super chat. It really means the world. Thank you. Of course, we got Flavio in the house. Movie canon, good to see you. How you figure been showing up everywhere lately. It's good to see you here. How's everybody doing tonight? Brick Flavio, good to see you, and good to see you too. D'Lo in the house. What is up, my Wolfpack buddy? Let's effing go. We've got Evil Sneaker in the house, another Wolfpack buddy of mine. Evening all. We've got How You Figure saying hello to everybody. We got the movie canon here, which we saw. And of course, here we go. The name, Tony Revolori.
Wow. Sounds like really good pasta.
It does. And you know what? I love him though. Like everything I see him in, he's a good actor. He's really good. And he was so good in Scream too. not Scream 2, but Scream 6 as well. But yeah, man, it's going to be a very fun show, you guys. Man, I can't believe I am going in my second year of collecting, and I've got all of these pre-orders, which we will talk about later. But it's like it never stops. It's constant, and then we get these announcements, and it's like more, 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 and you're like, but wait, my wallet.
It's nonstop, man.
Yeah, it sure is, man. But we'll get to those pre-orders later. I want to go ahead and I want to talk about some news, and let's go ahead and do that. All right, I'm gonna first talk about this one right here. And that is Han Solo. Now, I have been talking about this throughout the week, but Flavio, I haven't really heard your thoughts on this too much yet. And I know you love your Star Wars. I know we all love Han. So what are your thoughts on this Han Solo?
Well, first off, it's just crazy that it's like really happening. Like, I've wanted a Han Solo so bad, but I'm not. I just can't go backwards. You know what I mean? It's just right now, it doesn't really. It's not feasible for a lot of these figures, and it doesn't also make sense too because you're always hoping for this, and it just you just wake up and. When I first seen the announcement, I seen it as their banner, like on Facebook. So I didn't even see the initial like post, and I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "Who is that?" Like at first, and I was like, "Wait, that's Han!" And I was like, "No way!" And then I went, just seen the post, and I was just so happy. But at the same time, hearing what a lot of the community has already spoke about it, I can definitely attest to that. I know a lot of people are not 100% sold on the hair, and I can see that, but overall, I think a lot of people are happy about this. You got that nice base with kind of the Endor-ish diorama there.
Yeah.
Right. You got the long coat, that you can throw over him as well. So you get kind of both looks. But
there it is.
Like I told you before, I kind of like the ESB look for me. Like that's the Han that I really, really would like. But then I also like the New Hope one too. But this is no slouch, you know what I mean? Like especially with present day, Hot Toys standards, man. You know what I mean? So I think this eventually, because we're all hoping that it gets a little bit better, but you got 9 months almost, maybe even more than that. You never know what's going to happen by the time there could be updates on it. You just hope. But it looks great.
Yeah, man. And I love this pose right here. We were talking about this one last night, but this pose where his hands are kind of just up and he's like, I love that. It's like that. It's that, that Han Solo, look. And I absolutely love that. It's probably how I will pose him, either that or maybe like this, but so here's the thing with me real quick, the hair, the more I look at it, I mean, it's not good. I'm not going to say it's good, but
it's crazy because
I'm kind of just getting.
You keep looking at it and you're like, it's not that bad. Like it's certain angles, like, and that's the thing with these pictures too. Like some of them are like, dead giveaways, but like that side profile one, kind of. I don't know if you can go back to that, kind of like where he's.
Let me see.
If you were to like I don't know, like hold it in hand and like, be able to look around the figure, I don't
Yeah.
know if it would really look like that. It might look bulbous kind of like in the photos maybe, but
Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the side profile looks pretty good, actually. It's when you look at him straight on, I feel like the hair kinda it's too bulky right here, but it goes straight down rather than, like,
Right.
curl around his ears.
And it's a lot
And then
of volume
it's
too.
yeah, and then but it's too neat. And I think that's what
Mhm.
a lot of people are complaining about too, is that it's just
And
it's
then that's another thing, like, that would be the greatest fix. Imagine if they just did, like, this
yeah,
clean look, but it was, like, magnetic poop. You just pop the top off, kinda like the Pattinson Batman.
that
You
would be
got the
cool.
messy look, and, you know,
Yep,
because
yep.
the break would be perfect for both of those hairstyles.
Yeah, man.
And
Um,
then, like, you could put the I don't know what messy look I would use. I probably would use it with the coat off, kinda, if I'm, like, in an action type thing, but
yeah.
I'd probably just stick with the second one anyways.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm really excited for this because, like you, I don't have a Han Solo, so this is a perfect time to
Oh,
not
yeah.
get, you know, spend too much money and get even a better Han Solo, right?
Yeah.
I mean, other than maybe the disguised one because that's unique and really cool,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, this is a really awesome looking figure. I do like that base. Um, but I I think it was D'Lo from the Wolfpack. I think we all talked about it, but I think he was the first one to bring it up about how if I can click on it, it's not letting me click. Here. How small it is. It kind of worries me with posing, with like a dynamic pose. I know Sneaker was talking about that too, like to have to put like 1 foot on the base for certain poses, and then they do have those like a log and something that you can add to the base, but then you're taking up more real estate when you do that.
Mhm.
So even though it's a cool idea, now you're limiting my pose even more.
Right.
But I love that they're doing this. I do wish it was a little bigger, and the one thing that does worry me that I've been saying is that it does seem a little tall. It's like that natural riser, right? To where he's going to be a little higher than your other figures. So if you have these other Star Wars bases, it's not going to go well with this one. But that's just being nitpicky, right? I mean,
I mean, I do hear you there though, because I was so a fan of this round base when we first seen it. And what was it? Was it the artisan figures that they first came out with? I don't know if it was those
mm,
or if it was the Return
well, I
of the
know,
Jedi ones,
yeah.
the
Well,
C3PO and that Vader, because I
okay.
think they kind of use that same base. And then
Well, they're
also
kind of doing
the
it with DC too, right? They're doing like the Flash figures. They have like those round
yes,
ones. Yeah.
yes, but those are kind of more what they're adding is kind of like almost like it almost looks like gantry pieces on the outside that make it
Okay.
look
Yep.
bigger.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
But these, like the Star Wars ones, they kind of like almost like peel the onion back and they kind of classy it up a lot. Like they make it real
I
sleek and
like that. They
classy.
peel the onion back.
Yeah, they don't want to have a lot
Yeah.
of like stuff all over if you unless they're doing like an environmental base. If you ever notice like Star Wars like bases are really like just
Yep.
crisp, clean cut, nothing crazy. But I was really a fan of these at first when we seen them. Like I said, with the artisan one, the one that I really liked was Anakin with that pose where he has the two lightsabers. He's just standing there.
Yeah,
Because
that's
it's
that's
like,
an awesome
that
pose.
kind of is somewhat dynamic, but that's also like museum-esque, like because you're just, he's just standing there. So
Yeah.
it's utilizing the base in that aspect. But like for some like a Han like this, like you want to kind of like maybe have him like, shooting around or something. You're gonna
Yep.
kinda run into that problem where in any direction that you push him on this base, rather
Yeah.
a rectangular base, you can maybe lean a leg all the way to the left or to the right, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Or balance it on, the crotch grabber and it's, kinda like in the middle of the base, but the legs are, going over, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
this this is a little bit tougher, and then also elevating it is kind of weird now, and I guess I guess with the height of this figure, like, you know what I mean? He's just more slender, so you just really look at it when he's standing on the base and you're like, dang, how's he gonna actually fit in the display like that? So, but I think it's awesome though, too, in the same sense, because I think Sneaker was the one that said it. It kind of layers your collection. Like, you know, imagine this guy standing in the back of like some Maju cases, you know what I mean? Like in the back.
And he's able to kind of like look over. You can see him there. You see the base still because it's high enough to see that.
I think the people that have those like cases and stuff like that, like, are gonna really benefit from these kind of style, you know, figures, because and especially if you're one of those clean, like looking collections, like where you just want very minimal, even in a detolf, I think this will look great. You know what I mean? Just having it like, and then all on
that would
base
look,
like
it look really good in like a single figure in the detolf, you know, like nice.
So I'm all for the base, but then also it's like in a poser's like paradise, like I guess somebody really wouldn't like this base all the way.
Right.
It wouldn't really translate into real world, you know.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. One thing I do want to talk about this though, the hands. So we got like really newly sculpted hands with natural details, which is pretty cool. I mean, some people are saying how old they look, but man, it beats the hell out of like having these really smooth kitty hands, plastic looking hands, right? I mean, this is pretty sweet. I love the veins. I mean, the texture in the hands. I mean, it looks, I think these look awesome. And you get a lot of them.
You do get a lot. I love the, how do I say that? Like, I guess the expression of the hand, like all the different gestures that you get.
Yeah.
That's like, I really like that. I will say the detail, like it is almost really HD enhanced, which is like, you know, very crazy that you would even be saying this in the same sentence. Like, you don't like it at the same time, but it's not that I don't like it. It's just crazy that it looks like really old hands, but like, I feel like the head sculpt is more like, you know what I mean? But he didn't really look that, you know, I guess his hands would look more old, if anything, if that makes sense. But I do also like, you know, previous releases though too. Like, you know, I don't think Hot Toys really like does a bad job with the hands too. I mean, they could always be better for some releases, but there are some that you just like really like under the radar and you're like, dang, like even these hands have like, you know, really good detail on the gloves and like, you know, all the different little things that they throw out. So I think they're definitely improving. This shows like with all these future releases that we're going to keep seeing, like these little things, even these little images, they're really focusing on the hands. You know what I mean? They want you to see. So I think when you piece all of those things together with every, you know, releases that they're coming out with, when that perfect, well, and so to speak, you know, S tier figure does release, you really see it. You know what I mean? Like imagine, you know, that Bane body with like crazy hands like this, like which even the Bane's release hands are crazy, you know, nice too, probably. But like just those are the things that I think about looking at all the little advancements that they do. You know, they're just only getting better.
Yeah, for sure. I saw I'm getting a Buzz Lightyear. It's coming in by Thursday. So I'm really excited for that figure, even though it's all plastic, even though it's not from Toy Story. I'm getting that figure. I'm really excited. And the thing I'm really looking forward to seeing are the hands, because the gloves look so good. The problem is though, you don't get two of like you can't hold the blade and the gun at the same time. You have to choose one or the other. And it bothers me, like come with like one, you know what I mean? Like little things like that. But
so he can only hold the gun in the right hand versus the left hand. Like he doesn't come with two. I
think what it is he only has one holding hand, so it's got to be the gun or the
and it
or
fits
the
for both.
Either that or both of the holding hands for each are only the right hand.
Dang.
Yeah. But D'Lo says he's selling his Kit Bash Han Solo if anyone is interested. He showed that on the Wolfpack the other day.
No, he had that for forever.
That looks so amazing. So if you guys want to go check that out, message him up on Instagram because man,
he did a really good job with that too. Like,
dude, for real, he should do more kit bashes like more often.
You know
I know
what?
it's expensive, but
you know what? Honestly, like I always like putzed around the idea of kit bashing because I really love the idea. And like just right there, like if you've seen his, kit bashed Han, like it looks really good. And he got like all Hot Toys pieces too, like so it's very possible to kit bash something really, really nice. You just
and it
gotta
held up too.
you just gotta take the time to, you know what I mean, and look for those pieces.
I wonder how much he spent overall, like for the whole figure. You know what I mean? Like, and if it, because I think no matter what you really spend, like it held up for so long, it doesn't matter.
You really look for all these pieces, and then you might not even be breaking the bank to kit bash something, if you play your cards right.
Sure. How You Figure says, just glad they're releasing more Return of the Jedi figures. For sure. Absolutely. I want to get some more Empire Strikes Back. I know we have figures, but I want to get like some 2.0s, and that's my favorite Star Wars. So be cool if they start doing that. The movie canon says, are they the same hands from Dial of Destiny figure?
Yo, you know what? He literally took the words out of my mouth because I wanted to mention that they really look so like old that they look like they kind of like were left over or like unused gestures for Indian.
Yeah, I don't know if they are, but I would not be surprised if these hands could fit with that Indiana Jones.
But then again, it's like if you look at them, a lot of them are like, I guess you could, but I really thought that too when I seen them.
Krober's Collection, what is up? What is up? Oh my gosh, what up? What up? My favorite my very positive collectors. I can't read. Nothing much, man. Just talking figures.
What's going on?
Thank you for coming in. Man, good to see you here.
Good to see you, brother.
Oh man, my comments just skipped all over the place here. Greetings, Flavi, Brick, and Big D. Oh man, I'm gonna start calling D-Lo Big D. Better than Lil D. Oh man.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Brick, you always seem to do it. I saw Saturday stream. You guys
you gotta have fun, You gotta have fun. Is D-Lo's Han looted? Is it looted or rooted? Did you mean? What do you mean by looted?
I think he meant rooted.
Yeah. No, I don't think it is rooted, is it?
He did loot the parts, I guess.
He looted the parts.
Like out in
so he kit bashed it all together, but I don't think it was rooted. Definitely wasn't rooted.
It was a Hot Toys sculpted.
D-Lo's gonna be ticked if it is, though. He's like, how did you not know it was rooted? But no, it's not. I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure it was a Han head sculpt. I just don't remember which one.
Yeah,
like a Hot Toys one.
It's a kit bash Han that D-Lo made gluted, asking for a friend. Do you know gluted?
No, I think it was sculpted.
I hope we answered your question. D-Lo says, Brick, I'll allow it. Oh, Lil D, you allow Lil D? Okay. Is that what he's talking about?
What is going on?
Cobra, if you're interested, let me know. So yeah, go.
It's a really nice. It's a really nice piece, and the way he had it with the Leia too.
Yeah, no, it really is.
You know what? And now I'm just gonna clear the air here. Sneaker, like we gotta get Lando's, because now that you guys have been talking about it, it's really crazy. Like I have been putting off on getting him for so long. I don't know why too. It just doesn't. Not that it doesn't call for me, but like for some reason I always felt like there was going to be a chance for me to get him, and I'm still right. He's still available. So but now I don't want to play with fire. Now that the joke has gone on too long, and I think
I kind of want him too.
I kind of want to get him now, and I think I think Sneaker should just. We should, like, whoever hasn't gotten him yet, we should all just get him.
Yeah, we should.
Like hashtag justice for Lando.
Yes, man. He was all about justice for Joker. We got to get some justice for Lando here. We all got to get him. We got good old Spotchka in the house. What's up, panel? What is up, Spotchka? I had a great time with you guys last night. Thanks for showing up here. Cobra's collection says glued. For those who don't know, it's glued and rooted hair together. Okay. I don't think it is glued. But interesting. Dila says brick, I'll allow it, which we talked about, and now I am dead to him, so I appreciate that. Thanks.
Wow.
We got the Jedi Knights Watch, another Wolfpack member. Was good. Thank you for stopping in, Graham. I highly appreciate that. Got the whole Wolfpack in here tonight, which is really cool. Shows their support. Good group of buddies here. Yeah, just awesome. But anything else you want to say about this figure before we move on here?
I'm getting it.
You gonna get it?
Yeah, for sure. Because you just can't. Like, you could literally look at everything that has been announced right now. If you've been around probably for at least a year and a half or more, like, the severity of this case right here. Like, you might as well pick this up now. Like,
you have to. It's Han Solo, man.
Because
you got to pick him up.
It just go look at the other ones. Go look at them right now. Like, I'm getting this. I'm getting this now.
Yep, for sure. Let's go ahead. I've got a couple other figures I want to talk about before we get into the top or bottom game and the DC talk. So let's go ahead and talk about, let's see. Whoop, didn't want to do that, did I? Boom. All right, so I am sharing it here. So we have the Valkyrie. Have you seen this figure?
Yeah.
So she is waitlisted, going for $275, is released, and something really weird happened this morning, right? So they posted the blogger photos up on Facebook. They took them down, and just more recently they put them back up. So I'm not sure what that was all about. You and I were kind of talking that maybe they just kind of prematurely posted it, or maybe they had something in the the description that they wanted to take out and edit, or something that nobody really noticed that. Or maybe somebody put it up a few days early and they're like, screw it, just put it back up. Who knows, right? But
who knows with them nowadays?
Yeah, right. What are you thinking?
I don't know. Like, I actually paid to go watch this movie. You know what I mean? So that just first off goes to say, a lot of things. Like, it was not by far my favorite, Marvel movie or Thor movie, so to speak. Like, this is pretty far up there with, Dark World for me, for Thor, but like, it was all right, for seeing certain things, like seeing what's his name, Christian Bale as what's his name?
He was Gore or something like that, right?
Yeah. He did a pretty good job, you know what I mean? So for certain aspects, it was like I was hoping for, a good outcome, and it, wasn't always the best, but Valkyrie was definitely dope in this movie, you know what I mean? She definitely, turned up in this movie, and I love her suit. So, I mean, I'm happy they made her. I just don't know if it's a figure that because I don't know. My thing is that I really do want a Thor too, but this isn't the Thor movie that I want to kind of like represent. But then again, it's like at this point with that character, I don't know what's really happening in the future with him as of right now. I don't know if they're,
he's doing Mad Max stuff now.
Yeah, so I mean, besides me going backwards, but I do like the Thor from this movie, like
Yeah,
in figure
that
format, like
figure
the way
looks
he looks.
amazing.
Like he looks dope, but I just didn't pull the trigger on it. So it's like,
Yeah.
for me to get a Valkyrie, I definitely would probably get a Thor first. But she looks great, and she she has the seamless arms. I know when she was first announced, like I went crazy about, the tattoo on her arm because like I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so advanced." Like they're
Say
doing
what?
because like I thought about it, like I was like, I don't know if there was another, figure at that time or even now that has like marking on a seamless material, but besides probably the Bane, like, he has the scarring and stuff on his back, but I was just like, dang,
Yeah.
maybe this could be like the gateway to like a crazy what's his name from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, Drax?
Drax. Like that would
Yeah,
be a like crazy, like a seamless Drax. Like, that's still in the back of my head that it's a possibility that they just throw that
it's
out there
gotta
one day.
happen.
But a seamless body one, like to imagine
Mhm.
that. Like that would be like, everybody be like, all right, come on now. Because at that point, that would be like the only thing possibly that would
Mm,
would be the head sculpt. But then again, you're looking at, that Bane that has that whole full upper torso too. So it's like
yeah.
you never know what they could do. But anyways, I was really happy with this because, I seen the tat on her arm and I was like, dang, that's really cool. They're doing like, better muscle definition for females too. Like her arms look natural. It's a cool looking figure. I like the suit,
Yeah.
Korg on the back of her head too.
I think they could work a little bit on her head sculpt.
Yeah.
I at the same time, like, it's not the worst I've seen, right? But there's some issues there. I feel like the whole, like, the eyes are way off for me.
Yeah.
Um, and she's got the Scarlet Witch shoulders, right? But
Yeah.
you can't really hide them, can you?
No.
Like, where Scarlet Witch, you can hide them from the WandaVision, but here you can't. And so
You know
that's an
what's
issue for me.
weird too? Have you ever like thought about it like, oh, like this isn't like my all-time favorite character. Like, like I'm definitely getting them to like complement the line and go with its companion
Yeah.
pieces, but then it's like if it's not a 10 out of 10 every time, like does it like is this enough of a pass for Valkyrie for you? Like if you're just looking at it very quickly in the collection, like, you just sweep right
Yeah.
over it and you're like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah, I
I can't,
think
but I can't believe like her forehead was shaped like that. Like, how'd they do that?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
I don't
right.
know. Like,
I
I think she looks good for me, but it's just for me the line, like entirely. Like
yeah.
looking at it, future tense, is this something that I'm willing to hold? As like a movie that I really like. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like,
Well, yeah, 'cause it's from a movie that you probably won't watch very often, and
because I'm almost convinced that every hot toy is gonna be better than any toy. Like God forbid, that's technically what it is. But like God, I'm almost convinced that every hot toys release is gonna be almost better than most
yeah.
action figures
Oh, for sure. For sure.
that you're gonna see out there.
Um,
So like, I don't know. For certain things,
yeah. I
I
really
look
like
at it more
her
at the movies.
like you said, her suit, I really like her suit, and I think they from the pictures, I think the cape looks really good too.
I was just thinking
I
that.
think they took a lot from, that Scarlet Witch, I'll bring her up again, from WandaVision, from her, because this kinda looks like that same material from her, and I might be wrong, but kinda like how she has, like, that thick red velvet cape, this is that same thick blue style, you can, and but, man, I don't think I'll be buying this figure, I think they coulda worked a little bit more on it, but I've seen I've seen worse. And
Yeah.
I think she was more of a character that I needed in my collection, like from this movie, this line, then I would still get her. It's not like, oh no, what did you do? But since it's not really a line that I'm going to collect other than Thor, like I still need a Thor. So I guess I still will get Thor, but I'm not going to get what's her name? His girl. Goodness.
Isn't she going by Mighty Thor though?
Mighty Thor. Yeah, I'm not going to get her. I'm not going to get the villain. So yeah, Thor is the only one I'm really kind of looking at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I like this lightning bolt she's got, you know.
I like that effect too.
Yeah. It'd be really cool to put in I know it'd be random, but it'd be really cool to put in Electro's hand.
Yeah. That's crazy too.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea.
Heck yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about with this figure?
No, like you were saying though, the cape, like I didn't even notice that in this morning because it did go up and down so fast.
Yeah.
I think it's a wired cape too, so that's pretty dope. I mean, I don't know how much she was going for, but yeah, like it's a pretty
275, and she's waitlisted right now. Yeah, look at that wiring there on the left.
Yeah, look at how hard it holds that pose. Like that looks dope.
Yeah, man. Obviously you gotta. I'm getting tired of saying it for every figure, but you obviously got to be careful with. It looks, I don't know, like pleather on her pants.
Yeah, I will say that material on her pants. I was looking at that earlier, and it looks like it might stick to itself. Like if you leave it long term.
Oof, that's true.
But,
that's true. But yeah, let's go into the next figure, which is Padmé. She is not waitlisted. She's going for 275 as well.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, man. Do you got this figure coming?
Oh yeah,
dude. Same here. She's
I'm waiting, but I don't know when that day will come.
Yeah, I mean, this one's paid off. I'm ready to get her, you know, and I don't want to say too much about her, because I want to hear what you have to say. So let me know what you think of this Padmé.
This is another one where, you know, the head sculpt, like from day one, is like, I feel like a general sense is like not everybody was wowed with it, but you know, people were like, oh, it's Millie Bobby Brown and all of this, you know. You heard it all, but for a Padmé, like I gotta have a Padmé in my collection. One, you know, Natalie Portman, you know, she's a great actor, so she did a really good job, you know, and I pretty much grew up with these movies too, so I really, really, you know, have memories and resonate that movie. So I just definitely knew that I wanted to kind of go in on that line. But she's good for me, you know. She's
man.
You know, from certain angles, again, I think the pictures, you know, from what I've seen, you know, videos and unboxings, I think she looks good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I love her holster that she's got there.
Yeah, I like that. I think the belt is, I don't know if it's all sculpted, but for me in this sense, I kind of like it because it's, you know, a really slim suit and there's not a lot going on. So I really don't want to mess around with pleather possibly getting loose. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
are you worried about the yellowing though? Like everyone's kind of saying, oh, the white's gonna yellow eventually, and
I mean,
possibility.
If it's yellowing, like it's yellowing like 15 years from now. Like I don't know. Like I don't know if it depends on, you know, also your temperature and like the way that your you know, your living space is. But I feel like, you know, if you're taking care of your, you know, collection room and, you know, you take care of it, I don't see it really yellowing. The one thing that I'm not sure about though is the cape that goes over it, kind of like I don't know if the materials will interfere with each other.
Right.
Like I really don't know. Like that's the one thing that I wonder, because I wouldn't mind throwing her up like that, like for a while, you know, just with the cape. But then I'll be like,
Sneaker. Evil Sneaker's got a good way to wash his like robes and stuff. I don't know if you'd have to wash this,
I
but he has a really good trick where he
I'll have
washes it, and then like the brown robe from Dark Side Anakin, like you don't have to worry about it like leaking onto the rest of the figure.
No,
So
yeah, I wanna do
yeah,
that because
he
I've
needs
seen
to
a
do a
lot of
video
people.
on it.
He does. I've seen a lot of people, have talked about that in the past before too. I've just never done
Yeah,
it, but I definitely would like to do it because, when you put those Jedi robes over your figures, if you leave them for a long, long time, like I don't know how long, I'm assuming months on end, like if you're just leaving it, in that same pose, it could possibly bleed onto,
yeah,
the head
that's
sculpt,
scary.
and it is scary because you want to just enjoy the pose, but then you're like, oh no, like the ink that they used on this cloth got on my
Yeah,
head
and it's
sculpt.
sad because you spend so much money, you should not have to worry
You
about
shouldn't
something
have
like
to
that,
worry
but
about that, but
it is what it
then
is.
you have other people that might put like, maybe even like a piece of like tissue paper in between, you know what I mean, just
Yep.
to not mess with washing it. But then again, it's like, do you really want to go through that step of having like, more stuff? And then it's
Yeah.
like, rather just wash it and, get it over with.
Yep.
Kind of cool
Let's
too.
move.
It gives it a distressed look.
No, for sure. For sure. That's true. Let's talk about this last figure real quick. Just so we have enough time for everything. What do you think about Catwoman?
Again, if you line them all up, we just all talked about like pretty much. I mean, I guess Valkyrie kind of we just pitched her in there, but definitely the Padmé and this Catwoman. It's just everybody has been speculating, about the head sculpts. Like it's like, oh,
Yeah.
like are they? They're not like the female head sculpts. I don't know. Lately, have just been maybe not to the naked
Right.
eye like 100% hitters, but I kind of you know put my 2 cents in on this already with you before, but like I'm getting her first off.
Yep.
I actually pre-ordered her. So, now
Yeah.
hearing all of the conversations, it's like I don't know, I guess I'm kind of biased because I definitely wanted a Catwoman. I
Yeah.
definitely wanted that 1.0 like when I first, started collecting because I was like, dang, like um I definitely love the Dark Knight series. Like that's
Oh, for sure,
one
man.
of my like for me that's like not my favorite Batman, but like that's the one that's in my generation that I like
Mm-hmm.
literally went to midnight releases for it and there were people like dressed up as Batman. Like I lived that era. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the movie theaters that I went to, they had the tumbler, like the life scale tumbler
Wow.
outside. Like
That's
I
awesome.
have a picture of that. Like they brought it
Dang.
in and I got a picture of that. Like so, you know what I mean? So many times that I just went to go watch it. But I knew I wanted a Catwoman, and shout out to Graham because he's made a lot of videos on the 1.0, and
Yeah.
that really helped me out here
How to take care of the pleather and all that. Yeah.
when this one got announced because all I could remember was me, I think he had one and then I think he ended up getting another one and he had to repair it and he did a really nice job. Like you couldn't
Wow.
even tell really that, the legs, the pleather was cracking and you couldn't really tell anymore after he,
Hmm.
fixed it. Really nice video. Go check it out. But
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, since there's a way to fix this, I'm going to go try to get the 1.0. Like at one point I was committed on just finding one. And even if it was like, somewhat beat to shit, I was gonna like attempt to just fix it because I was like, well, they're not gonna make this again. Like, you go
Yeah.
through that,
Right.
and then boom, this pops out, and I was like,
Man,
come on.
you know, the more that I have talked so much crap about this figure. Okay, but the more I've been talking about it for so long, I just want the dang thing now. Like, and I watched the trilogy recently. Like, I do want the figure. Am I extremely happy and like, oh, this looks so good? No, but I want her now. I don't think she looks bad. I think she's
I don't think she looks bad.
In hand, she'll probably be like an 8.5 out of 10. Right now in these photos, she's like a 7, 7.5. But I think she's gonna be good.
That's my other thing. It's like, it's just for me, there's no way that I could not have this because like I'm literally like I have a DX19. I'm set for Bane, you know, I'm set for the new Joker that's coming out. Like why not? Like I'm not gonna just pass on it, you know what I mean? Because what else is there? There's only this or the 1.0, and this looks better to present date. Like, are you kidding me? Now I am kind of confused, and I'm not because you know it's already an old topic here now. So we're kind of already speculating that the mask, they don't want you to put the mask up because they're not possibly 100% confident with the way that it turned out. Okay.
It sounds like you can, but they kind of restricted it a little bit is what it sounds like, but you still
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not messing with the face because the only thing that's saving the resale on this, I think, is that.
Right. That's true.
I think the minute that you lift it, somebody's gonna be like, "Oh, well, I don't want it."
And I don't think she ever took it off in the movie with the suit on. Like
so
while having the suit on. Right.
And maybe that, you know, now that you say it, I don't know. I kind of don't remember, but if you're right on that, maybe that's why they went ahead and fixed that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
I don't know. Like it does not bother me that you can do that. The hair thing, for the price point, you're not gonna be able to get anything better than that. You know what I mean? Like I will say
it's true, but it sucks sometimes,
it
you know,
does. Like this figure falls in one of the categories of like the generational leap. Like they can either make it, you know, better, like 10 times better. And then the price is going to go up and it's not going to be palatable. Like right now, like everything that they could do for this figure, I think they did. Now there were some things where it's like, you know, the cowl, like why are we getting that? But you know, it's an easy throw in, you know, the hair, it's on the verge of it being Barbie hair. You know what I mean? If you mess with it, it's gonna get crazy. You know what I mean? Be careful with this thing.
You gotta be careful with this thing.
Don't have clammy hands around
and you don't want to you don't want to pop. I'm sure you don't want to pop that off too quickly either, because it might pull like some hair out or some paint.
It's in the instructions. It's literally in the manual. Like, I forewarn you. Like, you know, people have said, like, you know, if you know how to like mess around with kit bashing and stuff like that, you're probably gonna be fine. Go ahead, by all means. But I'm not gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy like 20 years down the line, even 15 years down the line, and you know you want to just part with this thing, and somebody's like, dude, you lift the mask, it says in the manual like it's not supposed to lift up. I don't want it. Like,
you did what?
Yeah, like it's just I don't want to mess around.
And then you'll get those people too that act like, nope, never lifted it, and then you get the figure and you're like, man, yes you did. You know, like you'll get those people.
And I think she's like, you know, D-Lo says he's gonna get a deal. Like, I definitely believe like she's gonna be available. Like, you're probably gonna be able to pick, because it's one of those figures again that people are just on the fence about. So it's gonna be just sitting there on the totem pole until one day it might possibly, you know, I mean, get it eventually. It might just go into the distance.
I think,
and it's gonna sit there as a figure that it's like, dang. That was like the 1.0 at the time. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I think I'm going to hold off, hope for a discount. And then if I start seeing this going like, you know, low stock, then I might pick her up faster. But until then, you know what I mean? Until then.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because that's the thing. Like, in a way, I kind of regret pre-ordering this because now it's still available. Like, it's still available for pre-order. So I probably could have, you know, bit the bullet and risked it on this one because I didn't think about that really at that time, because for me in the solicitation photos compared to the 1.0, she looked damn on good, like enough for me to be like, all right, well, I'm getting this, like, because I know I'm not going backwards, you know. And
right, for sure.
We're not even talking about the body, you know what I mean? There's an update definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
at
look,
that.
the body looks good.
But I will say I don't think that's how she really looked in
It's not
she
at
looked a
all.
lot slimmer.
She was very slim all around. But you know what? It's fine. You know, it's an upgraded body. It looks good. But the crunching in the knees, I won't talk too much about, worries me. But I mean, like you were saying with the 1.0, you should not be worried because there is a fix to that. But let me get to some of these comments here. We can move on to the next topic. But how you figure? I believe he was talking about Han Solo. This is a must-have for sure. We got X-Man Supreme in the house. What is up, my friend, Mr. Art Brickamus? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for showing up. See you everywhere. You're a huge asset to this community. I appreciate you being here, my good sir. So you're gonna have to take an Uber from eye to eye. See, still dishing out on me. Is that what's going on?
Maybe.
I'm a little late. Let's see if we got anything else. Everyone's just kind of saying hi to each other. Let's see. How you figure said, I think the Thor looks incredible, but the movie just wasn't for me at all. Yeah, that's the sad thing, right? Like how do you end Thor off with that movie? Hopefully there's more, but man, that's the last we've seen of him, and
I hope they do.
Yeah, that's the thing. This head sculpt, he doesn't have a Thor. I don't have a Thor either, and this is the head sculpt that I want. So I'm like, well, I should just go with this figure. Why not? Like, it's a good enough Thor for me. Unless they do, I know if I get this figure when it releases, they're gonna have like an artisan Thor or something.
I really wish they did like the original Thor again. Like,
yeah, dude,
I don't know if it's even like if it even is necessary at this point. Like,
yeah.
people that have that figure are probably like, shut up.
Yeah,
don't even say that. Like, you know what I mean? But
that's
the Thor that I would really like.
Yeah, we got good old Spotchka saying he thinks that Tessa Thompson looks pretty fair. Yeah, I mean, I think she looks okay. I think there's just a little bit of work. And here's the thing. I really, really liked Scarlet Witch, the Wanda Vision Scarlet Witch, and I still do. Everybody else talks so down on the shoulders. So I guess that's a thing for me now with this Valkyrie is like, hey, these shoulders, like, can you even hide it this time? Like, yeah, they got to fix that. Like, I don't care if you see the joints here or in the elbows or even in the knees, but you gotta somehow hide those shoulders.
What really messed up that figure is all the releases that they have for Wanda just back to back, man.
Yeah, that's why
like, I don't understand how that happened. Like, because what was it there? It was like the Multiverse of Madness, and then what was it? The end of WandaVision, and then Multiverse of Madness came out.
Yep.
Like something.
I think they were both available at the same time.
But I'm saying the way that the show ended, and then the movie came out like a little after that, right?
Yeah.
They should have gotten on the roll for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
They could have released that a little earlier. But
yeah, X-Man. You got to do what you got to do. X-Man here says, the Valkyrie blogger photos aren't quite as defined as the prototype photos. They're a bit fuzzy. I'll wait for the reviews. I'm still getting her along with the Thor and Jane eventually. Jane. That's
Jane
her name.
Foster.
Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. Duh. Come on now. You know what? I want to see them all together. I really do. I think they're all going to look great together. But again, I think the only one I'm going to get is Thor. We got Mike Literis in the house. I think she looks good. Maybe I'm crazy, but she'll look great in the collection. I think we're still talking about Valkyrie here.
I think the colors will pop too with that cape. Like that blue looks really nice.
That outfit is really
with
really nice.
With the Thor with the red and the yellows, and it'll look nice.
Yeah. I'm glad X-Man says, I'm glad that I'm not trying to collect the Dark Knight line. Makes it easier to wait for Catwoman. Yeah, that's
100% would be.
That's true. Does anyone know if that unmasked photo floating around is legit? Because I thought it looked good. Yeah, there's a couple out there. I thought one looked terrible and one looked pretty good. But I think it is legit photo. But like we were saying, it literally says in the sideshow video that it's permanent, like it's permanently
and
stationed there to keep the hair
that
in place.
that one guy from overseas, MRC, he even showed like in the instructions, like it says, from Hot Toys, like, do not try to attempt to remove the mask, because that is like kind of what they're saying is holding the hair in place. So
yeah,
I'm not messing with it.
Yeah, man. X-Men says, I don't see any problem with the hair on this figure. I don't think that the wool hair would really elevate her that much. This hair looks like her hair in the movie. And it's true. It does.
That's
I just
true.
worry about it over time, but that's just me being, nitpicky like I usually am. So we got Reverse Zeo in the house. Evening, gents and fam. Thank you, sir, for being here. Awesome that you're hanging out with us tonight. Let's see what else we got. Flavio from How You Figure. Flavio, that is the one I'm waiting on, a 2.0 of the original Avengers Thor.
Yeah, that would be really sick, man. I mean, and honestly, even if they didn't do an artisan one, like I don't care about that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they did a really good sculpted like Thor again in present day, that would be sick.
Yep, and do the whole line like X-Men here is saying.
Yeah,
be nice. That'd be nice.
I think that's on the horizon somewhere.
Yeah,
something tells me.
I think so. I think they're gonna have to. I mean, it's gonna get to that point.
I don't know what I don't know what the anniversary is, but
yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about some of these figures. So, which we happen, obviously, are speaking of pre-orders though and releases and all of that. You and I were kind of talking about some pre-orders, and you have a lot. You have a lot of pre-orders. I think I have like 13, including the ones that are paid off and incoming. Not including Buzz, so I guess 14. But my gosh, dude, you got like 20 or more, and you know what I mean. So it looked like 20. I didn't count, but
I wish. I don't think it's that many.
It was a lot. Oh man. Well, I got something here that all right. And you know what's coming, man. You did not know I was doing this, but it is.
Oh, man.
Coming. Top or bottom, welcome to the game. These are 10 of Flavio's pre-orders. Okay, and if you guys are not familiar with this game, this is only episode 2. So let me just kind of kind of talk about this a little bit. So basically, he has to pick either the figures at the top, okay, or the bottom. So whichever line he picks, whichever row he picks, he gets to keep all of those. But the other row, he never gets. He can never have. They're destroyed, or he just can't ever have them. Okay. Wow. So let me ask you, top or bottom?
Dude, I don't even know right now. This is like insanity right now, because let me get this straight. The game is either the whole top row or the whole bottom row.
Yep. You can't pick and choose. You have to pick the whole top or the whole bottom. And then if you pick, let's say, the bottom, you can't get any figures from the top.
This is
ever
madness for me. Like, literally, there's no way that I could.
It's tough.
Like, I feel like any decision that I
try to make it as hard as possible, man. To try to put a
like
Vader on
any
each
decision that I pick is literally a problem here. Oh my gosh. Well, man. Top or bottom though, like, can I ever like backtrack on one of these and pick them up like later, or
never?
Wow,
never.
Dude. Holy crap.
They're done for. Okay.
Oh man. Dude. Damn.
Delo's trying to make it easy for you. He's saying top.
Yeah, I
Teach
know.
their
That's
own.
what
We'll
your
see.
initial mind
Well,
is gonna
you
go
see
with.
that
Like
artisan,
literally,
right?
I don't even care about artisan. I'm just
But then
literally looking at the character that it is.
yeah,
Like, all right, you have Anakin up top for me,
yeah,
right? That's an automatic, like, I'm already going that way. But then right below that, you have the Vader cracked helmet, right?
yep.
But okay, I could switch it up and maybe go with, the Return of the Jedi, which is no slouch here because that is, that's OT. Like, for me, you have that full head sculpt, you have the glowing head, you have there's a lot of stuff that comes with that figure. Then you have freaking Spider Punk at the bottom. That is a
Yeah, bro.
figure that
That's one of my most anticipated figures right there. No joke.
that is like peanut butter and jelly for me right there. Like, you know what I mean? That's another Spider-Man figure. And that's
That figure's
Hobie
gonna be so good.
Brown, bro. That's Hobie Brown. Like, I've been dying to get that figure in hand because he's so lanky. I think he's gonna look so cool. But
Yeah.
then the one that's really hurting me on the bottom row for real is that 89 Batman because and D'Lo knows too.
Yep.
Like, that 89 Batman is a Batman that a lot of people have wanted. And like,
Yeah, man. And
that's
that base, the
crazy.
base looks so good. He's gonna be standing on that gargoyle. Oh, it's gonna be
This
so
line, this
glorious.
top or bottom really hurts, dude. Like, for real. I don't know what to do here. You know what? And then you have Sabine. Like, I could probably live without her, right? But then you threw in that Hono at the bottom. And then the Hono is like new territory here. So, like, I don't even want to miss out on that, bro.
Yeah, that Wolverine's gonna be nice. We got
But
X-Man. He's picking the bottom. So we
dude,
got one on top, or one for the top, and one for the bottom right now. We also have Eddie Rodriguez. Welcome, sir. We got bottom easy. So 2 bottoms, 1 top. But yeah, I mean it's
and
tough.
then hold on, guys. Like, chat, like, help me out here. Like, even though it's
You
like
got the movie camera
I'm the
saying
guy on the
top 2
chopping
2.
block here, but you got Spider-Man 3 too. Like, bro, with the black suit and the friendly suit is coming home. Like, this is crazy, Brick. This is like literally
It's tough.
I would
Video
rather deal
collector,
with
welcome.
paying a ticket than answering this question. Like, literally, dude, this is torture. I honestly, all right, I gotta make my decision here. Damn.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. Like, I really can't. Like, I would pick.
When uncertain, choose top.
I want to pick the bottom, bro. Like, literally, something is calling the bottom row, and I don't know what it is. Like, Batman is so fire for me.
Yeah, Eddie says too much Star Wars up top, way more IPs on the bottom.
That's another thing too, but like, I'll never get that artisan Joker or that artisan like Anakin but that's the thing. They could do that, they could do a dark side and then it's like, okay, well, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then I have a Vader on the bottom, but
and you got the artisan Joker at the bottom too.
The Spider-Man up top is really hurting me, and that Predator too. But that Predator is not the best Predator, so they could always make another one that I would pick the bottom row. I'm more happy with the bottom row because you have innovation on the bottom left. You know what I mean? You have a 3-dimensional head sculpt with a face inside of it that has a moving eye, guys. Like, stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop playing right now. You know what I mean? The LED lightsabers was a huge dud, but this figure is not gonna disappoint. You got Hobie Brown for me. I think is another innovative piece because you have that cartoonish, very photorealistic.
That hair is amazing.
So sick. I loved his outfit. I love the vest. You know what I mean? He's a really a character for the movie. He's a very how do I say that? A conspiracy theory type, like around him. You know what I mean? So he's really cool in that sense. You have the new innovation with the Hono Studios, like not necessarily new innovation, but you're getting a new line of, an offshoot of Hot Toys, so to speak, for a bang for your buck. So I'm excited to see how that is. You got 89 Batman for me, obviously clearly did not grow up with it, but I grew up watching it. And I love Tim Burton's rendition on that. And the 1.0, we know all the problems with it,
Yeah.
And you have a chance to get this. And then an artisan Joker. I'm going with the bottom row for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean,
that was tough though, man.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
ever do that again.
I have to, man. I got it. It's the fun, and it's not always going to be figures. Like last week, we did movies, right? Movies of 2024,
right?
But we made it into like figures. So, like, what figures would you rather see from these movies coming out? I believe you picked Top last time because of Deadpool 3, right?
Yeah.
But Movie Cannon saying he's changing his to the bottom. My thing with the top, though, I love all your points, but I like this Vader up top better.
Me too. I know.
I know.
Like, it's okay.
I know the Vader down below from Obi-Wan is really cool and everything, but I love how they did that helmet, man. How you can like see through it like that. That's unique too.
Hang on, it lights up too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like that's dope. I can't wait to see that. And then also, that's what I was saying. You get that. You get the Vader helmet, the regular one, and then you get the full head sculpt.
Yeah, man.
Of the what's his name?
Yes, that's right. You do.
I forget the actor's name, the old actor that played Vader, but you get that whole. I'm pretty sure it's their.
You do.
Didn't Hot Toys do that in quarter scale, or?
Ooh, don't ask me that question. I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they did that in quarter scale. I'm not sure though. I could be wrong, but it looks great. That head sculpt looks great.
Yeah, man, it does. And the artisan Anakin and everything. But you know what? I'm going to go with the bottom too. I'm going to have to go with the bottom as well because I need that Spider-Punk. The artisan Joker is fire and 89 Batman.
Oh, so you are going bottom row as well too?
I'm going to go bottom row too. But it was tough, man. I tried to make it as tough, as hard as possible. But yeah, just another fun game of top or bottom. And,
yes, they did.
Man.
If I'm not mistaken, brother, they did.
Okay.
They did. That's cool. I think it's QS 13, quarter scale 13. If I'm not mistaken.
I need a quarter scale, another quarter scale. I like the quarter scales, man. They take up so much room, but
I always wanted to see one in person. Like, you know what I mean? I've never collected that, but they look cool.
Yeah, man. They're cool. They take up a lot of real estate, but I mean, right now, the only one that I'd be willing to get is Iron Man to go with my quarter scale Spidey because it would fit perfectly with each other. And then kind of go from there if I even go any further. But yeah, so the way this one worked was I asked Flavio earlier in the week what are his pre-orders, what he has in pre-order. He sent them to me. I picked 10 of my favorites on his list and made a new top or bottom. Next week, we will have 2 guests on along with us. We have the Movie Cannon, and we also have Nick's Collectibles on. So they will be playing a couple games as well, possibly a top or bottom. All right, man. We have some DC talk to talk about, and I'm actually really excited about DC because I know it sounds funny, but we got Supergirl talk. We got, James Gunn is I feel like he's going to kill this role for him because I trust in him. I know a lot of people were kind of giving him crap when he first got hired to do this. I never really understood that, but he really proved himself with Guardians of the Galaxy. Not just the first movie either. That whole trilogy is, to me, could be considered like one of the best trilogies of all time. To me, it's up there with The Dark Knight and Lord of the Rings and in Toy Story even. Like,
I like the movies. They were really enjoyable. Every Guardians movie, like, and I kid you not, those are my girl's favorite. It's like she loves Groot. She loves, you know.
Yeah. And we're always going to remember that. And like for me, the first movie came out, I think I was like my early 20s. But like I can't imagine being like a 12-year-old and like that, you know, growing up with Guardians of the Galaxy the way that I grew up with
because
you know,
that would be like
Spider-Man,
my favorite.
you know, or yeah,
they
for
had
sure.
the humor, they had the action, like
yeah.
I loved all the pops of colors too, like the way that they did the movies, like
the music, the
visually,
actors,
like it just was all in tune. It was like everything was calculated for itself.
Yeah, and then he took a movie, Suicide Squad, that was complete garbage, other than, you know, Harley Quinn. And I actually liked Deadshot a little bit. Okay, I liked Will Smith's character in that movie.
Yeah,
but other than that, he took a movie and made it a million times better by making the Suicide Squad.
You see,
and then
that's
making. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off. That's what got me, because I seen that first one, but I haven't seen the Suicide Squad yet. And I'm doing my due diligence, like my DC stuff. I'm getting more in tuned with it. So
yeah, but yeah, I mean, and then Peacemaker, right? I have not finished that, but obviously I know the success that what came from that, and I do want to finish that series. But really excited to see what he's going to be doing with DC, and I feel like we're getting a little taste of it, like every few weeks. You know what I mean? We get little hints, and all that. And I do want to talk about the Supergirl announcement, because I feel like this is going. I feel like this Supergirl is going to be like the next Wonder Woman, right? Like the female lead, kind of taking over that role. And everybody loved Gal Gadot. I really feel like she has the opportunity to take that lead. But before we talk about Supergirl, I do want to talk about Superman. Give me 1 second here. Let me present this stuff.
yeah, I'm definitely excited to see where he takes it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. So we have James Gunn here. We have Superman Legacy, which is a comic book series that he's going to base his Superman off of. And the actor that he got actually looks a lot like Henry Cavill. A lot of people are saying that, like a younger version of him. I know he's also been working out a lot. You see him at the gym. He's trying to beef up a little bit more. We'll get into that in a second. But he's also doing his Batman is going to be called The Brave and the Bold, based off of that comic book series, which is about an older Batman who has a son, but he did not know he had a son. And this son was out killing and doing bad things, right? Like a villain. And he ends up finding out that that's his son, and it ends up being Robin. And so it's this father-son kind of duo dynamic where they build this relationship. And I'm really looking forward to seeing a different take on Batman, on DC. And we're not just going to get your typical Batman origin story. You know, we're not going to get your goofy Robin. It sounds like it's going to be a pretty badass younger Robin. It's like almost like Hit Girl, right?
With James Gunn too, that could go very well.
Gunn and that emotion, exactly. So really looking forward to that. That one, and we don't really have any actors for that yet. So we'll waiting to hear more about that. But yeah, July 11th, 2025 is when we should be seeing Superman Legacy in theaters. And I wish it was July 11th of this year, man. It's kind of sad that we're really only getting Deadpool this year. I know that's Marvel, but like as like superhero movies go. But man, I'm really looking forward to this. And I know everybody says I'm like the Marvel guy when it comes to figures, but actually like DC first. I didn't start liking Spider-Man really until like I was maybe 8, 9, 10 when I started watching the Spider-Man animated series and X-Men and all that. And then the Spider-Man movie came out. But I actually like DC first because that's when I saw like Batman 89, Batman Returns. Like I was so much more into Batman and just the animated TV series of Batman, the movie. Like And I feel personally, and I know a lot of people did like the DCEU, but I feel like it was like too much. Like they focused too much on these like the whole Watchmen look did not fit with like the actual like DC superheroes for me. I didn't like it, and I kind of fell off that DC ride for a little bit. I did like Man of Steel, and I liked
Man of Steel was great.
Yeah, I liked how it started off, and then Wonder Woman was good. I never really liked BVS. It's got a few good scenes, but
I like the scenes. Yeah, I like the scenes in that. And then what was
then Justice League, they screwed up, and then they had to fix, and it ended up being a 4-hour movie.
The Flash ran in that movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The Flash was fun, but it wasn't like. I mean, it was nothing. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like DC.
Sorry. Like I told you before, for me, like not being a hardcore DC fan, like for me, like, my favorite is Joker and Batman, and then I really love, the video game aspect of them. Like I loved Injustice. I love playing like their games, but their movies for me, like I feel like I never like the newer DC movies, right? Not talking about like 89 Batman and this and that. And the Batman movies, like, we grew up with type shit. But the newer DC, like, I feel like not being the most hardcore DC fan, like, I couldn't really, the pieces, there was something that always lacked.
Yeah.
Whether it was visually or like plot or like execution, you know what I mean? For me.
Yep.
As a viewer, and I'm like super excited that he's gonna like really turn it around this time. You know what I mean? It couldn't be
right, and that's how I felt too. I felt like they always had the right actors, but they could never. Like, and they had a couple good movies, but they just weren't good at bringing all the heroes together. Yeah. And real quick though, I do want to say hi to Ricky Grimes. This guy loves horror, and he has his own channel. He's got an Instagram. Very supportive. And just has some really, really cool content if you guys like the scary movies and anything horror. So go check him out. Ricky, if you want to put your stuff down in the comments for them to go over and subscribe to you. He's got some really cool stuff. Hangs out with P-Rock sometimes on his live streams. P-Rockzilla. That's where I found Ricky. P-Rock. So yeah, really, really cool guy. And I'm gonna go through a couple of these comments real quick before we get too far behind again. X-Men says, an old Navy chief of mine used to say, if they ain't bitching, they ain't happy. So this is probably why people were rabble rousing James Gunn. That's probably true. 100%. Eddie Rodriguez says, I wish we still had Sasha Kaye. She seems super passionate, and you know what? She really was. And she did a really, really good job. I know when she found out that she got the role to play in The Flash as Supergirl, she was just super happy. Like it like changed her world because she grew up a Supergirl fan. Yeah. And this was like the role of her life. And she even talks about the Supergirl movie that has been announced about the comic book series, because I think she felt like she was going to be the future of Supergirl. And then all of a sudden the rug just gets pulled out from underneath her, and
so they're not using her at all for any other.
Yeah, it's what it sounds like, and it does suck for her because I did like her.
She did a good job,
and she did. But saying all that, I do trust James Gunn. We got Nick Bachman in the house. Yo, thank you for showing up here, Nick. Highly appreciate it. Glad I found time to crunch for this. Glad you did too. Let's see. Yeah, Ricky loves Gunn's work. Liar. Oh man. And Graham, where is it? Graham did say he loved the extended BVS version, and so did I. But the problem with these movies though is every time there's a theatrical release, I felt like it was like, what the hell was that? What did I just watch? And then finally they have an extended version
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's good, but I shouldn't have to like, you know what I mean?
Like extended version to understand.
It was like their way of saying like, no, actually, it's supposed to be like this.
But it's crazy because then it's like a completely different movie in a way. It's insane. When I watched it, I was like, yo, like this movie's crazy.
Right. Yeah. Cavill had his legendary moments within every film. Cavill was awesome. Let me just say that. He was a very good Superman.
I feel like he was literally like he should have been slated as Superman for like the next 20 films. Like that's how much I approved of him as being.
But that's
Superman,
why I'm happy. Oh man, what's his name? It's like Corn. What is it? Corn something. Give me a second.
Who is it?
The guy who's playing Superman. I can't think of his name right now. Who? It is. My goodness. Go ahead and say something. It's okay. It's Corn Sweat. Okay.
Corn Sweat.
His last name is Corn Sweat. So it is David Corn Sweat. And he looks a lot like Cavill, like a corn. And he says cornstarch. That's awesome. Love it. Yeah, so cornstarch is playing. And let me get back to, man, I'm having a hard time here.
So he's gonna be the new Superman playing it.
So wait, is this the new?
Is this just an? Is this just an image? Oh yeah.
So this is him, and they do have like side by sides too, where they put like a little bit of, because he played in some stuff where he had like some facial hair as well. Yeah. But he just looks like a younger version of Cavill, and
he looks kind of like Bimp there though as a Superman. I don't know if he's bulking up there or not. But
this is I definitely think this is like not CGI but like photoshopped. This isn't actually him in the suit. So yeah, somebody just put his head on here, but
it kind of does look like a young Cavill though.
He does, especially if you look at side by side pictures. I don't have any of those up right now, but I know that James Gunn is looking to go for the more classy look, so I don't think he's going to do these dark blues. He's going to do like more of the light blue like we saw here. So I think he's bringing like this old school back. Same with Supergirl. So I'm really excited for this. We already talked about the Brave and the Bold, how Batman's story is going to be. We have The Thing coming. And we got some awesome stuff. And not only that, but a Peacemaker season 2. And we got Supergirl. And now this is exciting for me because everybody knows that Supergirl is my favorite female superhero. And we also have an actress who I was really excited for to get this role after hearing that he was going to switch up the role and that she was one of the finalists, because her name is Millie Alcock, because I saw her in House of the Dragon and thought she killed it. I absolutely loved House of the Dragon, the spinoff, I guess you could say, of Game of Thrones. And she did a phenomenal job that first half of the season. And the thing is, they did an age thing the second half to where like they got a new actress and she only played in like the first 4 or 5 episodes. And everybody's like, no, like she did good. They both did good, like both versions of her. But now we get to see her again play my favorite super female, right? Supergirl. And this is exciting for me, man, because we don't have a Supergirl figure. I know we have Sasha Calle's figure coming out now. She is pre-ordered for me. I am going to get her. And now we're probably in a couple years' time going to get one of her, of Millie Alcock. I'm hoping, right? Especially if the movies do well. So like, I'm finally getting my Supergirls, and I'm super excited for that. This is going to be really cool. And to see this version and Superman with cornstarch.
I can't unthink it now.
Yeah, like because this is supposed to be like his cousin, and she's goes there to like protect him. Now the story might be different here. Might be a totally different story now, but Superman's coming out first. She's supposed to make an appearance in Superman. And go ahead.
Sorry. That July 11th, when it comes out in July 11th, that's a live action, right? That was just a little.
That's a live action. That cartoon that you see, that's from the cover of the comic book that it's based off of.
Oh, got you.
Yep. And then she's supposed to make an appearance in the Superman film coming out in July 11th, 2025, and then get her own movie, I believe, the following year. And this movie is no CW show. Okay, this is like she travels to another planet. There's blood, there's gore. She's vicious, and I think Millie Alcock is the perfect actress to play this because she can be that sweet, innocent-looking, female, and at the same time, as we saw in House of the Dragon, get really vicious and be a real badass. And the way that James Gunn is going with this DC universe, I think we're going to see a lot of that with her. And now she is a little tiny, right? But it doesn't matter because she's Supergirl and she gets her powers, right? Like she didn't have to be all buffy and bulky, but yeah, I think it's going to be badass seeing her in the other planet whipping through people with a sword. There's a part at the beginning of the comic book series where she's in a bar and fights this guy because this guy picks on her at the other planet. Yeah, it's going to be, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. I trust James Gunn enough to get it right. And I think a lot of people are going to be shocked with this storyline.
So now, question for you being a DC fan, though, if at any point, like if it was to tank, though, like what would you think about like the future of DC here?
I'm already worried about the future of superhero movies in general. We haven't seen good DC movies, and we have not seen good Marvel movies.
Yeah, this Deadpool
I believe the only ones that have done good recently is Guardians 3, which is James Gunn. So that gives me more hope. And it's the end of a trilogy too that everybody wanted to see. And then Spider-Man No Way Home. But that was also good because it was more nostalgia than storyline. It was more like,
I mean, I think he's gonna do a great job, but it's just all the other stuff in the pipeline. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's the thing too.
That and DC has so much that they can build off of, right? Like they have so many things that they can make, but
there's like a Green Lantern TV show coming out too. It's got like multiple Green Lanterns. I think Hal Jordan and another one. But yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. James Gunn's doing a lot. And the thing with this though is that these movies could be really, really good. But by the time they come out, and with what's going on with these box office, with the box office right now, maybe a lot of people don't notice that right away. And maybe he takes a hit. Maybe not a lot of people go see the first Superman movie. So that worries me a little bit to where it's like, okay, I guess we're not doing the Supergirl movie now. But let's check out these comments real quick. Mike Pause Literist says the DCEU and the Star Wars sequel trilogy are prime examples of blown opportunities. I'll take that sadness in my heart to the grave. Yeah, it's I know that Batman, like I said, the characters in these movies were phenomenal. But it's like we talked about, like the story, certain things that they chose to do were just like mid, man. Superman should be a twig. If you're strong enough that nothing on earth can offer resistance, how the hell can you build any muscle? It's a good point. Unless he's just naturally cool. Yeah, man. DCEU, the biggest what if of all time. 100%, man. And 100%. Man. I hate to say, though, says X-Man Supreme, this chick has some angles where, how do I say this? She looks like the maybe came from West Virginia. Oh, man. That's funny. She does. She's got some angles. But I think she's going to be fine. I think she's going to kick ass. I really do think that she will do a great job just by seeing her in House of the Dragon. And I think that personality is going to make her kick ass and nobody's going to give a crap. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be stoic. Movie canon. I read the House of the Dragon book. She was great in the show. Yes, she was. I have not I've read some of the book. I have it, but I have not finished it.
Man, I gotta watch
Dilo, Google's West
Game of
Virginia.
Thrones.
You have not seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, man, I'm slacking on that, and I don't want to watch, obviously that because I'm assuming it happens after Game of Thrones. So
yeah, but she does have that look about her that says alien. I believe it. Gosh. Man, I believe this will be a good Supergirl movie. Yeah, I love the story. Like, if you guys if you guys can read, it's a very short. I think it's like 8 issues, or maybe it's like 12. But it is something that you have not read before with Supergirl. But the image is from All-Star Superman. You're right. Easily one of the best Superman comics ever by 2 of the best creators, Grant Morrison and Frank Quietly. Check it out. Yeah, I did not read too much of this, but I remember buying the first issue.
excuse me.
And I was into Donny Cates. He was writing like Hulk and Venom at the time, so I was all into his stuff at that time. So I didn't really get too much into the Superman stuff. So yeah, I got to go back on that and read it because I did like the Supergirl story. Like to see what they're doing here. Dude, I thought I was the only one that felt that about her. Man, you guys are mean. As long as Warner Brothers stays out of Gunn's way, it should be okay. I agree. 100%. It's a prequel, Flavio.
I know, man. I've literally, I know I've been putting it off for a while. I've been saying like, I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones, and
yeah. Well, I mean, you could always watch this too. You can always watch this too. It's only 1 season and not really have to watch Game of Thrones. But
so it's the prequels, you say?
It's the prequel. So this is like I think it was 300 years before Game of Thrones.
So I should technically watch this.
So she's like the great grandma or something of one of the main characters from Game of Thrones.
Say less.
Or maybe a great aunt or something. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna check it out then. I thought it was after. So
no, bro. Yeah. Yeah, just really looking forward to this. Like I said, especially Brave and the Bold. We're gonna get a really, really cool take on Batman. I'm gonna ask you, Flavio, who do you think would make a good Batman, and who do you think would make a good Robin to play these roles? So remember, we have like an older kind of Batman.
Bro, you're putting me on the spot. I don't even know right now.
I think a good Robin would be Timothée Chalamet.
As a Robin?
As a young, badass Robin. I mean, I know I told this to Sneaker. I thought he would be a good Batman too, like a Batman Beyond kind of thing. And Sneaker's like, what? You can't go from Wonka to Batman?
What about that kid that plays in Gotham too? What about that kid that plays in Gotham though?
Yeah. How old is he now though?
I don't know. You know who I'm talking about? The guy that plays like the Joker. What's his name?
Oh, the guy that plays the Joker.
Didn't he play the Joker in Gotham? What's his name? He has like the Joker in that show. His like
Pogue, something Pogue or something like that.
Wasn't he the kid that was in like Maze Runner or something like that?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Would he be a good Robin or no?
Yeah, man. That'd be good. I could see that. What's his name? Like Pogue or something like that?
I forget. Oh, yeah. To Will something, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Okay, so here's
he's a good actor.
Here's the thing.
I suck at casting for DC though, so I'll just say that.
But James Gunn has already said that he would not take out the consideration of bringing in some of the Guardians characters and actors to put into his DC universe. I know some people are saying that Chris Pratt would be a good Booster Gold. I kind of feel like they've already said Chris Pratt's coming back to play Star-Lord again, so I don't know if he's going to have time for that. But I could see Bradley Cooper playing Batman. We've seen him get big. Batman. We've seen him get big before in American Sniper. Nice. He'd be a kick-ass Batman, a different role than Rocket Raccoon, and then like Timothy Chalamet as Robin. I don't know. That might be too high there, but I mean, even who's that guy that plays in Supernatural? He'd be a good Batman too. But man,
dang, who else has a Batman right now? I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
That'd be a good casting though, definitely.
Yeah, man. I mean, bring back Ben Affleck, right?
Yo, word. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he, and I
think Jake Gyllenhaal would play a good Batman?
I don't know. I think he would do better as a Nightwing or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. X-Men Supreme, Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. That's who I was talking about. Voices Batman in some cartoons. So yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But I kind of think for Batman, he's gonna do what he's done with Superman and Supergirl and get like a less known actor. So I don't see him getting like Bradley Cooper. At least for that role, right? But I could see like Chris Pratt coming in at some point and doing some stuff like that. But man, it'd be cool. It's interesting. It's interesting.
It is.
Oh, Mike Paws Litterus, Jensen Ackles, who plays Soldier Boy in The Boys, would be a great Batman, Bruce Wayne. Thank you. I didn't know he played in The Boys. I only saw the first like season. I don't remember him in The Boys.
That's another show that I have not watched.
It was really good. I need to get back on it. But my bad, Mike. Sorry. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this. Anything else you want to talk about DC wise? 2025 can't come soon enough.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited to see what he has in store, and I'm definitely like, I'm definitely gonna watch these movies.
Yeah,
I'll go to watch them in the theaters. So,
dude, 100%, 100%. I know that we have the Super Bowl coming up, and D'Lo, the collector, sent me a message talking about all the different trailers that are supposed to be showing up for the Super Bowl.
Bro,
like a Deadpool 3 trailer.
Supposedly, I'm waiting.
A new Planet of the Apes trailer and many more. So, bro,
I'm excited. I love the Super Bowl for that aspect too.
We'll probably get a new Godzilla trailer too. Like I need it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see all the I love movies. So every time, they come out with all of these cool commercials and we just got that Deadpool logo, the official logo that Kevin Feige was wearing on his hat. It looks so cool. I can't wait. Just from the logo, I think the trailer is going to be dope. What we see, there's going to be so many little bits in that sizzle reel that we're just going to go back and play it back and be like, oh, like that happened. I'm just super excited. Plus the game, I don't know about you, bro, but I got some family coming over. I actually placed my order for wings today at a local place that they do fire wings, just because I don't follow the season to a T 100%, maybe like some of you guys that play fantasy and stuff, but it's the great American game, man.
You got to watch the Super Bowl.
You got to watch
commercials,
the
trailers.
It's like a holiday if you live in America.
Yep. And just to party too, even and have it on the background. It's good time to get together. You got some people there that like the game and some people that don't, just chill and hang out. Maybe have a beer or something. But it's gonna be, it sounds like it's gonna be a pretty good game. Get some good trailers. Looking forward to it, and really looking forward to Deadpool 3. I want to see an actual trailer though. I don't want to see Ryan Reynolds sitting on a couch again. I just even though that's funny and it's cool, but I want to see like a no kidding trailer. I want to see what this movie's about. We don't really know what it's about. Everybody has their speculations and whatnot, that he's going to go through the MCU and kill off people from like the old Fox movies and all this, and that's how X-Men's going to come back and whatnot. But who knows what's actually going to happen? Because I know he did something like that with the comic books where he
he supposedly he even in that comic book line, he even killed the writers that were writing about him. It was crazy.
And maybe somehow he meets up with Wolverine and Wolverine tries to stop him, and who knows? But I'm excited. I want a trailer to actually tell me what the plot is about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's telling us we got to watch The Boys. I watched.
Another show I gotta watch.
I don't know if I finished the season, but I watched like 5 or 6 episodes.
And what's that other show?
And I really enjoyed it. And then I started moving, and I had to stop watching and never got back to it.
What show is that? Is that other show Invincible? Is that another show?
Invincible, yeah, man.
I gotta see
that's
that
awesome.
too.
That is awesome. I read a lot of those graphic novels too. Like, that's a good story, man. That's a good story.
See, I gotta watch.
You gotta watch that.
For sure.
But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all we got today. Just a little bit of figure talk, top or bottom, and talking about the DC universe, what's going on, which was our main topic. If you guys haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Again, this show, the Bugle 6, comes on every first and third Monday of the month. Our next episode, I believe, is on the 18th, which is also the third Monday. And we have, of course, the Movie Canon, who you can find right here. And we have Nick's Collectibles, who's a huge Spider-Man fan as well. You can find him on Instagram, and he will be on the live stream as well. That's going to be a fun episode because I don't think there's going to be a lot to talk about. So we're going to have time for a lot of games, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway next episode, and it's a little different. So basically, someone is going to get picked within the chat, and whoever is picked within the chat will play a game with the panel. And it is kind of like Deal or No Deal, where I will spin a wheel, and you get 3 spins. And if it lands on something you don't like, you can say no deal until until that third spin. You're stuck with that third spin no matter what. And the problem is though, there's a lot of nothings on there. So if that third spin lands on nothing, so it gets you to kind of say deal to that $5 gift card, or that
smart decision.
Yeah, or that $20 gift card instead of trying for that 50, right? It gives you that reason to, okay, I'll just go ahead with the 20. So we will be trying that out. It is the 19th Movie Canon is saying, thank you, my good sir. The 18th is your show that you were talking about. So yeah, the 19th. And really hope to see you guys there. Want to have people in the chat so we can play this game. Flavio, is there anything you would like to plug?
Well, I gotta work on my unboxings. So I definitely would like to plug my next video, but I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
So I've just been real busy, man. You know what I mean? But definitely thank you for having me for sure.
Dude, anytime.
Cannot wait to come back again, and this is definitely a fun show.
Yeah.
Pleasure doing it, and I feel like we always have good conversation. So I'm just super excited, guys, and thank you guys in the chat for being here with us, me and Brick. And I'm excited for the next couple episodes with our friends that we will be having on the show. So
yeah, man. I got my Buzz coming in this week. I am super excited for that Buzz Lightyear.
You got to do
doing a review on that. I have to do a review on that.
I got to see that.
So I got to get my son in on that video too a little bit, play around. So but guys, thank you for stopping by. Once again, hit that like button, and man, until next time, you know what to do. Just keep bricking.